The world-class, award-winning Summerville Orchestra will be lighting fires within our hearts this Valentine's Day and stoking the flames for the love of classical music in 2025. Let's welcome our good friend, Wojciech Milewski, music director for the Summerville Orchestra. Great to have you back.
Thanks so much for having me.
Still pushing that award that you won just a little over a year ago now.
Well earned.
Very well earned.
Well earned, totally.
Yes, and it certainly puts Summerville Orchestra on the map.
Totally.
You do have a wonderful orchestra, and you've got a great program coming up.
Yes, I think the orchestra and the program, it's like this beautiful symbiotic thing. The award is a reflection of just how great the musicians community is within the group, and then how good our audience and community is in town that supports the orchestra.
Yes.
And this program is so reflective of that because it's a little bit of something for everyone on here. You can really tie your ears to something.
It is true. So let's talk a little bit about it. So it's called The Poet and the Muse.
Yes.
So what is the idea behind the title of the program?
So as we were putting the program together, we realized that so many of these pieces have this undercurrent of like, well, this was inspired by, or it inspired blank. And so like James Bond originally is a novel, but music obviously is iconic. So which one influenced the other first, and how did the music get influenced by the story, things like that.
Chicken and the egg.
The chicken and the egg, exactly right. And so there's this sub-theme of love throughout all the music, of course, because it is Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Take your dates there.
Yes.
But yeah, there's these two beautiful themes of what inspires music, what and how does that music sound as a result of that inspiration.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool.
It is. And I want to talk about not just the classics that we all come to love, but I want to talk about some pieces, one in particular that's making its U.S. debut, which after listening to it, I was so shocked to learn that it was written in the 90s?
Written in 97. And it's been performed in Asia, of course, and Europe, but never in the U.S., and we just don't know why. Yeah. Yoshimatsu as a composer doesn't get enough play in the U.S., and we're hoping to change that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are.
If we can talk about the piece, though, because I just, listening to it, there's such a brightness to it, kind of a staccato to the keys, but the higher keys and a better part of the piece, which just is very uplifting.
Yes. It's very meditative. It transports you emotionally. The piece is meant to be a reflection of nature, sort of an embodiment of nature. Yoshimatsu was a huge I'm so used to saying was.
Yeah, he
is a
yes.
huge lover of nature, and it inspires him to write so much music. And in this piece, you'll hear bird calls. You hear little snippets of nature making their appearance. It starts so gently with like the piano just playing a few notes, the orchestra just coming in one instrument at a time, one string player gets added to the mix, symbolic of a plant growing from winter into spring. And that's really what the piece means. Every movement is sort of its title is flower, petal, blossom.
Yeah.
And so it's very clearly inspired by nature, meant to really evoke that feeling of calmness, meditation that you get from it. That's what he gets from it as well.
Do you think that his culture had any influence on the piece? Do you find that is typical?
Totally. I think if for those of you that are familiar with video game soundtracks or like anime, things like that, this piece will feel so at home for you.
Yeah.
But classical music lovers, you'll feel so at home because it feels like a Mozart concerto. It really sounds and feels like it. So it's really a piece for everyone.
That is true. So would that be the poet or the muse of the program?
It's got to be the muse.
It's got to be the muse, right? So tell us about the poet half.
The poet half, I mean, of course, you have Shakespeare, you have Wagner's Prelude to the Meistersinger, which talks about the guild of master singers, how they wrote songs, but really the poet being Bill Shakespeare. We'll call him Bill.
Bill. Billy.
A bit casual here, but Romeo and Juliet, we're ending the concert with the big fantasy, the big piece that obviously has been in so many movies and themes.
Yes.
We all know the love theme. We can't wait to play it for you.
Oh, that's fantastic. And you have a really wonderful rest of the season as well. So I want to talk about Shostakovich.
Yes.
And then you're going to be ending it on...
Yeah,
I think that's the cinematic finish.
Yes.
Cinematic finish. So again, the movies and how they influence
music of the movies, and we're bringing in a great soloist from out of town, Ben Baker. He's with Young Concert Artists, and he's going to be performing the Korngold Violin Concerto. Korngold was a huge composer for Hollywood before the times of John Williams.
Yeah.
And so you'll hear this beautiful array. We'll hear Pirates of the Caribbean and some music that's classical, but it has made its way kind of very it's very cinematic.
Oh, it's fantastic. So we've got stuff this month.
Yes.
April and May.
Yes. Exactly.
Wonderful. All right. Well, make sure you get your tickets. It's also very accessible. You do offer free programs as well. So everybody go to the website, which is
SummervilleOrchestra.com.
wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us again, Boyd.
Thank you so much, Layla.
We're back after this.